As of now, as of now, more than 60% population is also engaged with agricultural and agricultural allied activities. Whatever is the population of India, out of this population, at least 60% population is depends on agricultural businesses. Getting this? And if there is no growth of this agricultural business at that time, also it also affect on our country's economy, because more than 50% population is depends on this agricultural activities, and it impacts a lot on our economy as well. Getting this? That's why it is need to study this agricultural sector. It's need to study the challenges, scope of development for this agricultural sector. Okay, so see here, let's see first the overview of agricultural sector into Indian economy. See, agricultural business is an important element of economic system of India because 4% of GDP in total economy GDP. Okay, so the role of, if we see population is 50% or 60% population is depend on this agricultural sector, but contribution into total GDP is only 3 to 4%. Getting this? So this is very serious matter. So if 50% population or 60% population is depends upon one sector, and contribution from this sector to total GDP is only 3 to 4%, means what, it is very less as compared to other industries. If you see the other industries, total contribution to contribution of each and every sector to the total GDP is it is at least 10 to 12%. But agricultural is the sector where large engagement is there, but the contribution into total economy is only 3 to 4%. Okay, so that this is a area where India has to improve. This is the area where India has to improve, because if there is the improvement into economy level of this sector, automatically our GDP may increase. That's why we need to focus on this agricultural sector. Because if you consider the population and its GDP, it is very much serious thing, because population is 60% and GDP is only, contribution into GDP is only 3 to 4%. Means what, there are so many challenges are there in this agricultural sector. There is various scope, and this agricultural sector should be managed, and government also should take some initiative. Getting this? So whatever is the country's income in the form of direct tax and indirect taxes and other revenues, major portion of country's income goes to develop the agricultural sector. Income is very less as compared to economy. Income is very less if you compare with population, but whatever is the income of India, we are utilizing this income in the form of subsidies, in the form of developments to the farmers. Getting this? So again, whatever income we are generating through this agricultural sector, the same income is going for their development. So this is one of the major challenges. Okay, so here we have to study the problems of this agricultural sector. We have to understand the challenges of this agricultural sector, and we need to understand how we can manage this cost, because there is some of the input cost as well as output cost, due to which farmer is right now in the problem. Getting this? Input cost means what? Cost of raw material, cost of other activities or inputs required for the manufacturing process. And output cost means what? Selling cost, promotional cost, advertisement cost, and transportation cost, due to which farmer is again in the problem. So how to balance this cost, this is important. Then farmer will be in a profit. Otherwise, they will suffer the loss, and India has to, or the government has to help them continuously. This is the problem. That's why we need to find out some of the cost management techniques. Due to this, farmers welfare will be more, improved. Now, see here, let's go towards the overview of the agricultural sector. So first, agricultural business means what? Making the farming or doing the farming and allied activities. Agricultural allied activities means what? Support activities. For example, milk. For example, poultry, fishery, gardening, or any such kind of businesses. Okay, so here we have to motivate, we have to help these kind of activities. So over past years, agricultural business in India has shown fairly steady growth. Our agricultural business is increasing, but still they are changing. They are facing so many challenges because their income is not fixed. If their income is not fixed, prices of products are also not fixed. So farmer doesn't estimate the revenue. Farmers doesn't estimate his revenue because he doesn't know at what price my final product will be sold into the market. Getting this? Due to poor estimation of revenue, he will not go to use modern techniques in the farms or to make this lots of cost. In today's difficult economic condition, it is necessary to maintain the ability of healthy competition in the national and foreign markets. So whatever products we are producing in our India, these products are exports. Our government is also not supporting, as well as the product which we produce, we are just focusing on the domestic market, where income is very less, where profit is very less. Getting this? And whatever products which need to be prepared to sell into the foreign countries or which will be exported, such kind of quality within the goods is not available, because we are just adjusting the prices, adjusting the cost. So whatever is the cost or whatever is expenses required to manufacture export product, to do the manufacturing of these export products, we are not doing. Getting this? As well as innovation processes in agricultural business are not as fast as industries. जितने भी innovations होते हैं, जितने भी technologies change होते हैं other industries में, for example textile industry, automobile industry, pharmaceutical industry और healthcare industry, जितने भी innovations होते हैं, उतने innovations agricultural में नहीं होते, because it is the problem of capital. It's problem of capital. Because if any industrialist go loan from the banks, bank easily pass the loan. But if any farmer goes to the banks to take the loan, so bank will not readily agree to give the loan, because banks also know that the income of farmer is very vibrant, very volatile. That's why they also not ready to take the Yes. Can you hear me? Yes, students.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Uh, yes. We have just studied that if farmer goes to take the loan from the banks, that time banks will not give the loan readily. But if the any businessman goes to take the loan, at that time businessman can get loan readily, because the fluctuations in the price is more in agricultural sector, as well as farmer himself doesn't know at what price his final product will be sold into the market, because prices are not fixed, And there are so many middlemen and agents which play very important role, where the income of these middlemen, income of these agents, income of these traders is more than the income of farmers. So farmer is engaging with this particular crop for 5 to 6 months. By engaging for 5 to 6 months, income, if you compare the income of this farmer and income of this trader, the income of this trader is more, because he is trading, he is dealing with the product. Trader or any agent or middleman or dealer is dealing with the product only for one day, and farmer is dealing with that product for 5 months. But if you compare the proportion of income of this trader or the agent is more. This is the problem. As well as if you see, the income is very volatile, and there is the huge investment risk and insufficient financing hinder their development. Means what, here is the investment risk. Whatever amount you are investing, we don't have a sure that the same amount I will recover through my product. Getting this? Because prices are not fixed. There are certain products where prices has been fixed, but there are so many products where prices are not fixed. So as a farmer, I don't know at what price I can sell my product and what will be my income by selling the product into the market. I don't know. As well as there is one more problem is the insufficient financing, because farmers can't get loan. Farmer is ready to give the loan because there is no assurance. There is no assurance about the income of the person. So this is problem. Then the conditions of entrepreneurial activities in the agricultural sector dictate the need of competent management. So whatever are the people who are engaging in the agricultural activities, okay, so they are not looking it as a permanent business. Getting this? Because they are finding another alternatives. They have not decided to do this in agricultural activities or entrepreneurial business for long time. For time being, they are doing this agricultural activities because there is no good scope. There is no good scope to generate the money every year. अगर इसी साल का मुझे अच्छा इनकम हुआ तो अगले 2-3 साल मेरा लॉस में जाएगा. दिस इज द सिचुएशन ऑफ इंडियन एग्रीकल्चर. एक बार मेरा फायदा हुआ तो अगले 2 साल लॉस होता है. अगर अगले 2 साल लॉस हुआ तो अगले एक बार साल मुझे फायदा होगा. So I am not continuously in the profit. I am, as a farmer, I am not continuously in the profit. If I get the profit in this year, next 2 to 3 years I will be in a loss. So many reasons are there. Getting this? So this is the overview of agricultural sector, where so many entrepreneurs are not coming. जैसे कि इन्वेस्टमेंट हो रही, जैसे कि अदर इंडस्ट्री में हो रहा है. So this was the overview. And if you see the current scenario, so by facing so many challenges, in the agricultural sector, still India is the third largest producer of food grain. If you compare at national level, we can say that India is the third largest producer of food grain and second largest producer of fruits and vegetables in the world. Still, though the contribution of GDP from agricultural sector is not good, but still India is at the third largest in food grain and second largest in the fruits and vegetables across the world. India is also largest exporter for rice in the world in the recent years. We are exporting the rice. The Indian farmers take big responsibility of taking care of foods and nutritional needs of the population. So here we are more focusing to satisfy the need of food grain. What we are doing, we are trying to become independent in the food grain. We should not import any kind of food grains from the other country. We can't import any kind of food related items from the other country. This is our objective. We should be self dependent, and that's why we are just doing this. Then Indian agricultural sector is also a largest employer. If you see current scenario, approximate 60% of Indian population is engaged in these agricultural activities. Means what? Through the agricultural is the one sector which gives much of employment to the farmers, to the people, where 60% population is still there. Getting this? So it gives employment to the people. We will have an experience that during this post-COVID-19 scenario, reverse migration. So millions reaching back to their native places, earnest and engaging in the agriculture in some way by or other. So people who were working in the city areas, they also went in COVID time to their native places and they engaged with the agricultural activities. Means what? There is back, so this is one area where people can क्या बोलते हैं उसको, backup. Yes, so people can look as a backup business, so accordingly they can also work. So agricultural contribution to the GDPs, to the nation's GDP is only reported to have grown 3 to 4% or 3.4%. But it should, if you see, overall GDP of India is 23.9. But in this total GDP, the GDP of this agricultural sector is up to 3 to 4%, which is very negligible. And which is very small. Now, agricultural is often under the focus for the challenges associated with this. So there are many entrepreneurs who are doing the business, who are engaging into agricultural because there are a lot many challenges. If we compare with other sectors like pharmaceutical, healthcare, automobile, so challenges are more. Challenges are related to investments. Challenges are related to inputs, and challenges are related to sales and promotions activities. Getting this? So technology challenges are there, financial challenges are there, then labor challenges are there, as well as marketing challenges are there. So challenges are more as compared to other areas. So people are not motivated to go for agricultural businesses. Now, agricultural needs structured institutional engagement, investment, enabling policies for regulation. This in turn demand decision support system backed by the reliable data and monitoring mechanisms. Now, so these are the area where we should have to, as a government, we should have to engage some of the institutions who will take care of agricultural activities. We should have to motivate to the banks to provide the loan to the farmers, as well as we have to also give the subsidies, or we have to give some of the schemes. We have to prepare some of the schemes which will work into the agricultural sector, because anyhow we have to improve the contribution of this agricultural sector into GDP. That time overall economic growth is possible. Now there are economic imbalances due to this agricultural sector. The person who is doing the agricultural activity, his daily income is 200 to 300 rupees. The person who is doing the job, his daily income is 3000 to 4000 rupees. This is the case. This is the economic imbalance. एक आदमी है जो रूरल एरिया में रहता है, उसका हर दिन का इनकम है 200 रुपया या 400 रुपीज, और one person is there in city area, he is generating amount of per day income is 4000 to 5000. So this is the economic imbalance. Till the time we don't overcome these economic balances, till that time we have to, or as a government, we have to support to this agriculture. एग्रीकल्चरल सेक्टर को किसी गवर्नमेंट के या किसी सब्सिडी की जरूरी नहीं होनी चाहिए, उतना उनको हमको क्या करना है, सेल्फ डिपेंडेंट करना है, डिपेंडेंसी उनका जो है वो इंडिपेंडेंसी लाना है in that sector. That's why what we have to do, we have to create some of the institutions who will motivate or who will support to this agricultural sector. We have to also ask the industrialists to make the investments. We have to ask the banks to make the investment into the agricultural sector. We have to prepare such kind of policies and regulations which will help to the agricultural sector. The primary focus process of the agricultural involves growing the crops by using land over a agri-season. Primary process agriculture का क्या है? Growing or cultivation of the crops. Now, this cultivation of crops includes some of the input resources such as labor is required, water is required, manure is required, fertilizers are required, chemicals are required, and pesticides are required. So, if farmer is doing one farming business at that time, supportive business, just think about how many supportive businesses are there. That is, the labor is required, water is required, manure is required, fertilizers are required, chemicals are required, and pesticides are required. These are the supportive activities. Supportive means what? If farming doesn't happen at that time, there is no scope for these activities. So labor, water, manure, fertilizer, chemical fertilizer, pesticide कहाँ पे जाएगा? So agricultural is the one sector on which these other businesses are also depends. अगर एग्रीकल्चरल सेक्टर ठीक से चलता है तो ये बाकी वाले बिजनेस भी अच्छे तरीके से वो चलेंगे. अगर एग्रीकल्चर कोलैप्स हो रहा है तो ये बाकी सारे बिजनेसेस भी क्या हो जाएंगे, कोलैप्स हो जाएंगे. So the people who are engaged in fertilizer industries, chemical industries, fertilizer industries, labor and water industries, they will shift towards the urban areas for the employment. Okay. So to stop this shift from the rural to urban, we have to go or we have to make the investment into agricultural sector. Agricultural represent the huge value chain in the economy. So there is the value chain. Value chain means what? Before क्या बोलते हैं उसको? Before manufacturing, certain activities are there, and once we have prepared this food grains or any final product, then also there are some of the value chain activities. Value chain activities means what? Which are the activities before post harvest, pre harvesting or post harvesting की जो activities है, so that these activities are called as a value chain activity. Now, manufacturing sector provides number of inputs. So, for example, machineries are required, manures are required. For example, any kinds of technology, pipes are required, electrical electrical things are there, which are produced by the manufacturing sector. So, these are used as an input in agricultural sector, as well as supportive equipments. For example, supportive equipments means what? Cold storage, then warehouses, then processing units. So these are the support activities. They are also depends on this agriculture. So this was something about the current scenario. Then these are the fertilizers, chemicals, pesticides, and tractors, soil cultivators, harvesters, harrowers, then combiners, sowings, and irrigation plant equipments, and other agri implements. So these activities are also get the inputs. Agricultural sector get the inputs in the form of fertilizers, chemicals, pesticides, and so many. Means what? The businesses of these activities are also depends upon the agricultural sector. Okay, as well as the number of industries sustain on the use of agri output as a main raw material. For example, let us take an example of winery. Take an example of sugar industry, where input from agricultural sector is utilized to make the sugar or to make the final product. So if agricultural sector does not survive, means what, these other supportive businesses like sugar industry, wineries, food processing units, they can also not exist. They can't exist. That's why anyhow we need to support agricultural sector, which is manufacturing inputs or raw material for the industries. So let us take an example of textile industry, jute industry, food processing, tea, coffee, beverages, tobacco products, where inputs are coming from the agricultural sector. If agricultural sector अगर प्रॉब्लम फेस करता है, इसका मतलब ये इंडस्ट्री भी प्रॉब्लम फेस करेंगे किसी भी। इसलिए to work smooth functioning of this agricultural allied activities or agricultural dependent industry, we need to focus or we need to motivate or we need to make the investment into this farm. This value chain creates huge employment because this textile industry is also creating employment. Food processing units, labors are required, technology is required, then inputs are required. So they are also value chain activities are also creating certain employment, investment, gives the scope of the investment and trade opportunities. This activity, agricultural activity, also supports for the social and economic development across all regions and geographies. So to remove the economic imbalances, we need to focus or we need to uh, take initiative for the agricultural sector. So this was something about the current scenario. Okay. Now there are some of the policies, support policies, which are also implemented for the economic well-being of the farmers. So first policy is minimum support price. Now what is the minimum support prices? Just go through this slide, then we will discuss about the minimum support prices. Minimum support price means what? The final price of the product is fixed by the government. So if the farmer wanted to sell the product at that time, he will get at least that much price. Okay, and the list of minimum support prices, list of products whose minimum prices, minimum support prices is around 24 to 36. तो इतने जो प्रोडक्ट्स है उसका प्राइस गवर्नमेंट ने ऑलरेडी डिस्कस किया है, ऑलरेडी डिसाइड किया है. If any buyer wanted to purchase the product from the farmers at that time, the minimum price that he has to pay, that is decided by the government. तो बायर को भी पता है और फार्मर को भी पता है, अगर मैंने ये मैन्युफैक्चरिंग किया तो मुझे कम से कम इतना पैसा, इतना प्राइस आ सकती है. Getting this? This is nothing but minimum support prices. Just read this slide, then we will discuss about the minimum support prices. See, yes, see here, minimum support prices actually principle होता है क्या? Minimum support prices means what? Here, government will take the initiative and they will decide the price of products which is prepared by the farmer in advance before pre-harvesting. Pre-harvesting यानी सीजन चालू होने के पहले ये प्राइस डिक्लेयर होते हैं. And there are around 30 to 36 products whose price every year will be decided and will be announced by the government. Okay, so ये minimum price से क्या हो जाएगा? So as a farmer, I know that what is the cost of my product. For example, I am manufacturing, for example, pomegranate. So being a manufacturer of pomegranate, I have an idea कि per kg का manufacturing करने के लिए मुझे कितना खर्चा आता है. For example, it goes cost rupees 30 rupees per kg. Getting this? So if I have an idea about the cost at that time, and if government has been decided that the minimum price, support price of this pomegranate is rupees 50. मेरा costing आ रहा है 30 and minimum support price government 50 there means what, there is the 20 rupees is the profit. If I know that 20 rupees is the profit in manufacturing or in the processing of this pomegranate, then I will go to manufacture the pomegranate. अगर मुझे ये पता है कि 50 रुपीज गवर्नमेंट ने मिनिमम सपोर्ट प्राइसेस फिक्स की है, लेकिन उसका कॉस्टिंग ही 50 रुपीज आ रहा है, दैट टाइम आई विल नॉट गो टू मैन्युफैक्चर दिस पोमोग्रेनेट. So it is the decision of farmers. Due to this minimum support prices, farmer will decide which crops they will cultivate and which crop they will not cultivate. इसलिए प्री हार्वेस्टिंग में ये प्राइसेस डिसाइड होते हैं. अगर एज अ फार्मर इफ आई फील दैट देयर इज अ मार्जिन टू मी, that time I will cultivate that product. Otherwise, I will not. I will go to the such a product where the MSP is more, where minimum price is more. I will focus to produce or to manufacture that product. Getting this? So this is the role of minimum support prices. So in the form of this help, we are saving to the farmers. The concept of MSP was evolved in the first time in 1965 as a part of price support policy of the government that is directed to provide insurance to the insurance यानी guarantee to the agricultural producers against a sharp fall in the farm's prices. Due to the fluctuations, farmers' income is not regular. That's why to get the guarantee of the prices, government has done these initiatives in the 1960s, 65. So what are the objectives of this MSP, minimum support price? के objectives क्या है? First is to assure relatively stable price environment, so that if the prices of the product is fixed, then farmers will be motivated to produce this product. If they doesn't know at what price this product will be sold, that time what they will do, they every time they will not suffer the loss. They will change the production pattern. They will change the crop pattern as well. Getting this? That's why this MSP or minimum support prices will give the stable price environment for the farmers by inducing them to increase the production and availability of food grains. अगर उनको लगता है ये प्रोडक्ट कल्टीवेशन करने के बाद मुझे फायदा होगा तभी हो जाएगा, अदरवाइज दे विल नॉट. So there are some of the minimum support prices. For example, sugar is also there. After that, milk is also there, and some food grains are, pulses and food grains are also there. Okay, whose price is already decided by the government. अगर buyer को लेना है उसी price को लेना पड़ेगा. Getting this? So buyer can't negotiate below that. कम से कम उतना ही होना चाहिए, उतना होना चाहिए. उसके आगे अगर बायर देना चाहता है तो इट्स गुड. So that is about the minimum support prices. So this minimum support prices created the stable price environment. So farmer will decide which crop he should cultivate and which crop he should not cultivate. To take this decision, minimum support prices helps a lot. Second, to evolve the production pattern, to engage with the same activities for year and year, and to make the modifications into the products and to make the modifications into technology. It is also helpful only due to the minimum support prices. Otherwise, every year, farmer may change the production. Farmer may change his crop. So it should not give the profit. अगर हर साल नया टेक्नोलॉजी लाता है, नए क्रॉप सिस्टम अगर चेंज करता है तो उसमें उसको ज्यादा फायदा है. Continuously he should focus on one single product where the income is more. Getting this? Then minimum support price helps to incentivize the farmers and thus enables adequate production of food grain that can be made available at affordable prices. So we are trying to keep prices as affordable. So we are going to control the cost. This is the benefit of minimum support price. As well as it also helps aims to motivate farmers to adopt the latest technology, because on the basis of my source of income I will decide which technology I should use. जिसमें मुझे फायदा ज्यादा रहेगा, accordingly I can adapt the technology as well, and facilitate balanced utilization of available scarce inputs like land, irrigation facilities, irrigation, and rest of the facilities. So on the basis of this minimum support prices, I will decide to adapt the technologies to make the effective utilization of 100% utilization of land and irrigation facilities. So this is the benefit. Then the implicit economic gain is better standard of living to both landowners and agricultural non-agricultural. So by setting up these minimum support prices, farmers can get some of the revenues, and this farm along with this, the laborers who are depends on these farmers, they can also get some of the revenue. So due to which standard of living of these people may improve, so that they will not move towards the urban areas. तो उधर के लोग वहां पे ही engage होने चाहिए. That's why minimum support prices are important. Next one is the apparent focus on the agricultural for raising agricultural output and increasing food security. क्यों फोकस करना है कि agricultural output बढ़ना चाहिए? Means what? I should export more food grains so that I can get the foreign currency as India, as well as I can get the food security. I will be not dependent on other countries for food grain. Now there are around 24 to 36 crops every year. There is the addition into these crops whose minimum support price will be decided. Now these minimum support prices are announced by the government of India at the beginning of sowing season. वो एक्टिविटी वो क्रॉप सीजन स्टार्ट होने के पहले ही वो क्या होता है, गवर्नमेंट डिक्लेयर करती है एक्टिविटीज. Support prices generally affect farmers' decision indirectly regarding to land allocation to crop quantity, कितना कौन से लैंड में कितना एकड़ में कितना हेक्टेयर में करना है और कितने क्वांटिटी में वो बिजनेस करना है, वो प्रोडक्शन का कल्टीवेशन करना है, ये कौन डिसाइड करता है? मिनिमम सपोर्ट प्राइस. If I'm not okay with the minimum support prices decided by government for the product of, for example, rice, then I will may cultivate the wheat. If I'm not comfortable, if I'm not satisfied with this, then I will go for jawar, I will go for soybean, I will go for some of the other activities. Okay, so that is the role of minimum support prices, which gives advance information related to the selling price or final price of the product. Minimum support price becomes significant incentives for the farmers to produce appropriate quantities as may be targeted by the government. उतना जो गवर्नमेंट बोलेगा उतना हम लोग मैन्युफैक्चर कर सकते हैं, कब? अगर उतना उसमें इनकम रहेगा तो. So this is the first initiative of minimum support prices. Second initiative is the farmers producer organization. Farmers producer organization क्या है? It is the type of producer organization where members are only farmers. Means what? Few farmers will come together, they will set up the organization and they will do the business. Means what? There is no involvement of third party. They themselves establish or the start one organization or farmer प्रोसेसिंग ऑर्गेनाइजेशन और कंपनी खुद के ये मेंबर्स इकट्ठा होके वो क्या करेंगे, खुद का बिजनेस स्टार्ट करेंगे. ओके, so farmers producer organization is basically conceived to help shareholders in the ease of the doing agriculture. जो एक्चुअली उसी एग्रीकल्चरल बिजनेस में है उनको मेंबर बना के हम लोग इकट्ठा आके हम लोग बिजनेस करें. Means what? Those who are doing actually that kind of business, they will be a member of this organization. Those who are not engaged in the farming activity, they will be not member. Getting this? So ये होता है farmers producing organization. So government is also motivated Government is also motivating to such farm to the farmers to start with the farmers producing organization, which will help a lot, to the farmers at the time of deciding the crop pattern, उसके बाद वॉल्यूम डिसाइड करने के लिए, उसके बाद पोस्ट से हार्वेस्टिंग जो एक्टिविटीज है वो कॉमन एक्टिविटी करने से क्या हो जाएगा, पैसा कुछ सेव हो जाएगा. दैट इज द ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ फार्मर्स प्रोड्यूसिंग ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. FPO is basically conceived to help shareholders in the ease of doing the business. तो ये मेथोडोलॉजी, ये जो एग्रीकल्चरल बिजनेस करने की जो प्रोसेस है उसमें हेल्प हो जाएगा. The binding factor for the shareholders. Shareholders means what? These are the members of the farming processing organization. Is the common interest in the commodities, such as better production practices, collective procurement of the inputs or raw material required for this activity, as well as value addition through the value chain development as well as to market. तो अगर ये फार्मर्स प्रोड्यूसिंग ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बनाया तो क्या हो जाएगा? फॉर एग्जांपल, इफ आई वांट यूरिया or if I want fertilizer, if the farmers producing organization is not there at that time, the cost of that transportation cost, ordering cost will be more. But if I procure, if I order in bulk at that time, definitely I will get the product at cheaper cost. तो अगर मैंने एक सैक का यूरिया का ऑर्डर दिया तो फॉर एग्जांपल 300 रुपीज आई हैव टू पे. लेकिन सब फार्मर्स ने इकट्ठा होके अगर 100 बैग का ऑर्डर दिया तो मुझे मिलेगा ये अराउंड 280 रुपीज. मीन्स व्हाट? देयर इज द 20 रुपीज पर सैक इज द सेविंग. So this is the benefit of farmers producer org. They will come together, these people will come together and they will order in the bulk, they will produce in the bulk and they will export in the bulk as well. So that there is the saving in the ordering cost, transportation cost and processing cost. That's why government is focusing to establish the farmers producer organization. इसमें क्या हो जाएगा? लोग ज्यादा रहेंगे जो कि हमारा कॉस्ट सेव हो जाएगा. Okay, the objective of FPO is to ensure better income for the producers through an organization of their own, खुद का industry है, so that they can save certain amount of money. Small producers do not have the volume individually, both inputs and produce, to get a benefit of economies of scale. So economies of scale का benefit नहीं मिलेगा if the person is the small producer. For example, if I have produced pomegranate and if I wanted to sell this product pomegranate in the Pune, at that time I have to bear transportation cost individually. Okay, for example, to bring this pomegranate from my native place to Pune, it cost around 5,000 rupees, which is not affordable. But along with me, if another person is there who is manufacturing the same pomegranate and who is also ready to sell this product into the Pune, that time क्या हो जाएगा? Cost मेरी share हो जाएगी. Getting this? If I am doing this kind of collective efforts at that time, definitely I can save the cost. I can produce more and better product. That's why farmers producing organization is required. Farmers producing organization also enables the primary producers to avail the benefits of economies of scale. Economies of scale यानी क्या है कि हम लोग सेव करेंगे, पैसे सेव कर सकते हैं because my cost will less due to having more number of people engaged in this activity. They will also have a better bargaining power as a bulk buyers of the produce and bulk suppliers of the inputs. Getting this? So individual buyer रहेगा तो क्या हो जाएगा? I have to pay more. अगर bulk buyers रहेंगे तो at that time I can negotiate, as well as at the type of suppliers of my finished products. If so many suppliers are there, at that time again I can negotiate the price. I can set the deal. So this is the importance of farmers producers organization. As well as farmers need support of FPO in reducing cost of cultivation, getting latest technology in affordable price, and to aggregate their produce processes and sell in remunerative market. ये जो पोस्ट हार्वेस्टिंग एक्टिविटीज एंड प्री हार्वेस्टिंग एक्टिविटीज में जो एक्सपेंसेस है वो एक्सपेंसेस सेव करने के लिए फार्मर्स प्रोड्यूसर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का बहुत रोल प्ले करता है। फार्मर्स प्रोड्यूसर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन यानी जो फार्मर्स है एक्चुअली वो खुद का बिजनेस वो खुद ऑर्डर दे देंगे, so they are not depend on any of the suppliers and dealers for buying the product and selling the product. Agent middleman वो हम लोग क्या करेंगे, remove करेंगे, due to which we can save some of the money. Then this FPO can support their members in all the activities from pre-production activities and extending to the post-harvest mechanism. तो ये दौरान farmers producing organization बहुत important काम करता है. So these are the two supporting activities that we had seen. One is the setting of minimum support price and second one is the farmers producer organization. By using these activities, by taking this membership, what can happen, I can save the cost of production. Okay. Now next one is activities of producers organization. फार्मर्स प्रोड्यूसर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कौन से एक्टिविटी में इन्वॉल्व होके कॉस्ट सेव कर सकता है. तो फर्स्ट वन इज द प्रोक्योरमेंट ऑफ द इनपुट. जो कुछ इनपुट लगेगा मेरे बिजनेस के लिए, इफ आई एम डूइंग द बिजनेस ऑफ वन एक्टिविटी, तो so many farmers are coming together and they are doing the same kind of activity. For example शुगर केन, 50 मेंबर एक जगह पे आके 50 मेंबर उनके खेत में शुगर केन का ही बिजनेस करेंगे, वो मैन्युफैक्चरिंग वो कल्टीवेशन करेंगे. तो शुगर केन के लिए जो लगने वाला मटेरियल है, इनपुट से, फॉर एग्जांपल इलेक्ट्रिबक्स और पेस्टिसाइड्स, उसके बाद अदर फर्टिलाइजर, ये सारे एक जगह पे और एक जगह से मंगवाएंगे, तो क्या हो जाएगा, लोगों का पैसा सेव हो जाएगा. सो कौन से एक्टिविटीज है जो फार्मर प्रोड्यूसर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में हम लोग एंगेज कर सकते हैं, हम लोग कर सकते हैं. फर्स्ट इज द प्रोक्योरमेंट ऑफ द इनपुट्स. जो रॉ मटेरियल लगेगा, इनपुट्स लगेगा फार्मर के लिए, वो खुद मंगवाएंगे. सेकेंड इज द डिसमेंटिंग ऑफ द मार्केटिंग इंफॉर्मेशन. मार्केट में क्या चल रहा है, सो दिस इंफॉर्मेशन दे विल प्रिपेयर द ग्रुप्स ऑन व्हाट्सएप और ऑन फोन ग्रुप्स एंड दे विल share this kind of market information towards the members. Then dissemination of the technology and innovations. उसी सेक्टर में क्या टेक्नोलॉजी नया आया है, I can adapt, I can percolate this information to my members as well. I can percolate the information related to innovations to these farmers producing organizations, as well as facilitating the finance for the inputs. I can work as a guarantor for others in case of guarantee if I required in case of finance. तो यहाँ पे एक दूसरे का हेल्प हो जाएगी. एग्रीगेशन ऑफ द स्टोरेज ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट्स. प्रोडक्ट बनाने के बाद उसका स्टोरेज करने के लिए भी क्या हो जाएगा, उसमें हम लोग फैसिलिटी जनरेट कर सकते हैं. देन प्राइमरी प्रोसेसिंग लाइक ड्राइंग, क्लीनिंग, ग्रेडिंग, ये जो एक्टिविटी है वो हम लोग एक साथ कर सकते हैं. Then brand building, packaging, labeling and standardization, these are the activities which can be run through the farmers process organization. Next one is the quality control techniques and tools and techniques we can try to utilize. Again, it depends upon nature of business which you are doing. ठीक है. For example, grapes का business रहेगा, pomegranate का रहेगा, mango का रहेगा, उसके बाद कुछ ऐसे products का रहेगा जिसमें farmers इकट्ठा होके वो पर्टिकुलर बिजनेस करते हैं. उन्होंने खुद का एसोसिएशन जनरेशन किया है. मार्केटिंग टू द इंस्टीट्यूशनल बायर्स. मार्केटिंग टू द इंस्टीट्यूशनल बायर्स यानी शुगर इंडस्ट्रीज के लिए, टेक्सटाइल इंडस्ट्री के लिए कॉटन का जरूरी है, ऑयल इंडस्ट्री के लिए सोयाबीन का जरूरी है. तो वी इंडिविजुअली विल नॉट सेल द प्रोडक्ट टू दिस प्रोड्यूसिंग ऑर्गेनाइजेशन और इंस्टीट्यूशनल बायर्स. हम लोग ग्रुप में सेल आउट करेंगे. ग्रुप में सेल आउट करने से क्या हो जाएगा, फार्मर्स प्रोड्यूसिंग ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से अगर हम लोगों ने ऑर्डर दे दिया तो क्या हो जाएगा, आई कैन सेव माई कॉस्ट एंड आई कैन गेट सम मैक्सिमम प्राइस, as well as participation into the commodity exchanges and export related activities. So these are the various activities which we can run through the farmers producing organizations or farmers producers organization. जो कि I can save my cost, I can get latest technology, I can get the latest information from the market. I can get the guarantor for my finance. I can get the storage opportunities. I can get some inputs from these members as well as I can do marketing of my business through this advertisement to these farmers producing organizations, as well as I can get the institutional buyers, as well as I can make my product export. So these are the various benefits I can take through the farmers producers organization. Now, what are the challenges? What are the challenges in the agricultural sector? Just go through this slide. Just read the challenges what we can face in here. Small piece of land. Small piece of land is also one of the challenge. If I wanted to do the farming activities, but I don't have that much of land where I can survive, that is also problem. So due to this problem, I can shift to the urban areas for another employment opportunity. So just go through the slide, which are the what are the challenges we are facing. Yes, see yeah. So first is the family farming. Family farming means what? उसको बोलते हैं वंश परंपरागत business. Means what? Whatever product my father is cultivating, the same product I am also cultivating. Means what? I'm not looking towards the market. What what product demand is there into the market. So this is something about family farm. So the activities which were conducted by my family members, the same activities, same agricultural activities, same crop production, I can continue. That is the problem, because you don't know how much is the income there. So your economic well-being should not improve due to this family farm. So you have to find another scope. What is the demand into which product there is the demand into the market? Accordingly, you have to search the crop pattern. The sustainability of these family businesses depends on the greatly on the use of effective management practices. How you are managing this, how you are getting the latest information, getting this. So due to which family farming is facing the challenges. Then lack of methodologies to support decision making activities. Means what? I am not using some advanced tools and techniques in the agricultural field. So I'm doing this activity through manual way. So this also create the disturbance to generate the income. Then commonly the existing approaches are focused on the cost as major criterion, which might impact on the agribusiness sustainability in the short term and long term. The existing approaches also what we have to do, we have to understand the challenges and where we have to adopt some new technologies, due to which what will happen, I can save my cost of production and I will get certain margin. Traditional cost focused approaches should be complemented with multi criteria aspects within comprehensive and practical methodologies. So this is about the challenges into agricultural sector. Student, next lecture we will see the agricultural reform and Indian Farm Laws 2020. Okay, and to the next lecture we'll also see the scope for strategic cost management in agricultural sector. Okay, so let us stop here. See you tomorrow. Thank you so much.